Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Drinks and Discussions. Alongside Megan, Marcus, Trey, Big Jake, Vic Ferrari. I'm Brian, and we are your hosts this evening for another hour or two. We've got a lot to talk about. Hope you've got your topics. Hope you've got your comments. But more importantly, I hope you've got your drinks. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Welcome to another episode, ladies and gentlemen, to Drinks and Discussions. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys can hear us all. I hope our audio is coming in loud and clear. I hope everybody can see us. If you're out there and viewing us and you have any issues hearing or seeing, please let us know in the chat. Big Jake, how are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good, Brian, my man. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well indeed. Hello, everyone. We've got some viewers trickling in as well. Miss Megan, how are you?
I'm well. Sorry, my cord just glitched on me.
Oh, that's okay. I hope everybody has had a fantastic couple of days into the week. I know it's only Tuesday, but I hope everybody's week has started off pretty nicely. It has for me. I'm a little tired today, but I can't complain. Can't complain at all. I'm coordinated today. I feel like I'm, I'm in the Bloods gang. You know, red on red. I coordinate. Plus, the top of my bottle is red. Look at that. See?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta go. Right back.
Megan, how was your week so far? Thus far.
Had a massive headache.
You know, you've been dealing with this headache for some time. Do you think it might be allergies? I know it's not heat related because it's not really hot where you are, but is it allergies?
It's in the 90s. I don't do well in the heat.
Oh, so
I've never suffered from allergies before.
I have. They're bad with me.
Yeah, I've never had that issue.
Well,
I envy you.
oh, I got allergies at the beginning of the season, but then it kind of trickles down and goes away. But I'm just saying, because you said you've never had my problems with migraines or anything like that before either.
The last time I had a headache for this long, I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled.
Well,
It's rough.
Hopefully it subsides pretty soon, next few days, and I hope it's nothing serious.
So if I turn off my camera, it's just because I'm laying down or I'm making it really dark in here because I'm by my front window in my living room instead of my office.
Okay. Sounds good. Hello, everyone in the chat. I hope that if you guys are there, please let us know. Send something in the chat. We're trying to make sure that we include everyone in the chat tonight. I know we've been kind of dealing with a lot of people saying that we have been ignoring you guys a little bit. Paladin, hello. How are you? I just want to make sure I want you guys to know that we're going to do our best to include everyone in tonight's live stream.
Yep. I'm most certainly gonna keep a sharper eye on stuff. So.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Marcus is going to join us. He's going to be a little late. Trey is actually going to join us. This is what I was telling you before. Hello, West Coaster and Fernando. Hello to you too. I just want to let everyone know that they're going to be running late. And Trey said he's going to try to join, but he was doing some schooling that he may flake. I say flake. He just may not be able to attend with us. So yeah, they may be able to join. And I think Vic. I haven't heard from Vic even on Discord. Have you heard from Vic this week, Jake?
I have not.
Okay. I thought I saw him in sometime this week.
I saw him in a couple different panels, but I haven't really heard from him on here.
Okay. Well, hopefully he'll give us a shout out if he's available. I don't know if Nick has family still or in town or not, and if he's available, but you never know who's going to stop by Drinks and Discussions. So hopefully everyone will who's watching will stick around.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, West Coaster. Let's not talk about that here. That's not what we do here.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not aware, and I know some of the followers of some of the other channels trickle in here, we just don't have that type of discord here. So
Mm-hmm.
we just have different topics that we like to talk about. And if there's a topic there that you want to bring on and see if we're interested in talking about it, but we just don't discuss those channels because it just doesn't fit what we're trying to do here.
There's plenty of that in other channels, so
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's not what
exactly.
we do.
I see Miss Mandy is trying to join us. She wants to come on.
Miss Mandy.
Yeah,
Love
see,
Miss
she just
Mandy.
popped up on my screen here. Come on in if you want.
I don't know.
Oh, do you know? You don't know Miss Mandy? She's a character. She's a good character. I like her.
And just by the way, West Coaster, we're not trying to come down on you. I don't want you to take it that way, and hope you don't. That when you just make that one little comment, so please don't take it that we're just coming down on you because you made that comment. Just want.
We're just nipping it. We're just nipping it in the bud.
We're on level ground here.
So let's get into the drinks. I know Megan. I don't know if you're drinking tonight or not. Even if it's water or something. Okay.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna drink.
Okay. You want to tell us what it is you're drinking now, or you want to wait to a little later?
Oh, well, I have the bottle. I just need to find a glass. Argyle.
Okay.
Did you have that one last week too?
No, I had a different one last week. Cause look.
No, yeah, she did.
This one is new.
Right.
Oh, it's unopened.
I haven't started this one yet. Miss Mandy, how are you? No speaky.
She's on mute.
She's muted. You'll
there
have to
there it is.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay. It said it didn't. I didn't have permission to talk on the channel, so.
Oh, well.
You're good to go.
Mandy, this is Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, Mandy.
Hello, Mandy.
Hi.
Nice to
How are you
make
guys
your
doing?
acquaintance. We're doing well. Very well.
Hello.
And I don't know if you know Jake.
I don't. Nice to meet you, though.
Nice to meet you. I've seen you. I have actually seen you with what was it, Keeping It Criminal or Tones Overthinks It? I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm the executive producer for Keeping It Criminal.
Okay.
I met her over at Artie's Corporate Fiction.
I'm his producer as well.
Yeah, I saw your face in your background. I was like, I know who that is.
Been around for a couple of years, that's for sure.
Well, thank you for coming over to Drinks and Discussions. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So
I don't drink, but I got sun drop.
We have plenty of hosts that don't drink.
Absolutely. Everybody's still welcome, and you can still talk about whatever it is you're drinking, whether it be, we got Paladin sitting here saying he's drinking Heineken in the can, or it could be water with some ice in it. It doesn't matter. As long as you got something that you can loosen up, relax, and have some good discussions, we're more than happy to have you. Okay. Megan has shown us what she's drinking. I hope she's got a glass by now. Jake, what do you have for us this evening, sir?
I might crack open another one of those Mike's Harder half and halves, but right now I just got Pepsi Zero.
Okay.
Just to start out.
You know, I was debating tonight. I have been kind of flirting around with wanting a Bloody Mary. So I was going to drink a Bloody Mary tonight, kind of match the red ensemble, keeping it all the way through and through. But my friend and I went and had some drinks last week, I believe. And I realized that vodka and I are struggling. We're at odds with each other.
Oh.
And I'm not sure why, because I used to drink vodka tonics all the time. But then now that I've been doing my bourbons and whiskey so much, literally, I can drink bourbon and whiskey. I could probably drink more than people even could imagine. And I still feel, I probably won't drive, but I still could feel like I can actually move around. I don't feel drunk. At the end of our podcast, I don't feel like I'm even buzzed by the time we're done. Because I've just got a tolerance for it. Yeah, it's weird.
I can't get past the taste of vodka.
Well, guess what? That is one thing that I've learned that me and vodka just don't agree. I mean, I've had the worst nights. I can't sleep. Then I wake up feeling like I'm hungover just on even just
See,
having a vodka. I even tried vodka Red Bull because that used to be my favorite drink as well, but I can't even drink that anymore.
Gross.
that's really why I don't drink much anymore because vodka and I get along really well.
Mm.
Mm.
Really well.
Me too. That's
Me
why I
and
don't
some
drink vodka
raisins
anymore.
are
My
like
sister,
this.
my sister is banned from any kind of tequila because one night she got so wasted on it that me and my brother, when me and my brother were still living with her, she was literally laying in the hallway screaming her head off. And she called my mom and she's like, "I want my mommy." And she's like, "I'm right here." Yeah,
Wait,
she's
no second chances?
huh?
No second chances for her?
Oh no, she's done with it. Even my brother-in-law is like, "You're done with the tequila. You're just beer. That's all
Mm.
you get."
Drink tequila if it's mixed, like in a Long Island iced tea or something, if it's mixed with something else, but
They put
not.
tequila in Long Island's?
Mm. I don't know.
There's 7 different liquors in a Long Island iced tea.
Oh
I know.
yeah,
It's been a while since I was a bartender.
And,
That's why they're so fabulous.
and you know
yes.
what?
I
I
like mine really sour too.
I've got a coworker
Hmm
who has Long Island iced tea parties like every 6 months or so, and they're
Mm.
different variations of Texas or Long Island iced teas, and I had no idea.
Send me an invite, I'll come.
Well, he lives somewhere else. He's not here, but I've never been to one, but he
Mm.
sent me like all the recipes for me to like try out, and I haven't. But there's like 9 different recipes he sent me.
Wow.
Hello,
Good
Bean.
evening,
Fiend, how's it
Dean.
going?
Jinx, jinx, jinx.
I know we all said the same thing. All right, so you have to forgive me. What's your name again?
Me,
Yes,
Mandy.
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 I guess I could have just hovered over your name over here and just Miss Mandy. Okay, Mandy. Are you drinking anything? Water? What did you say you were drinking tonight?
Sundrop.
Sundrop.
Thank God. I thought it was Mountain Dew at first. I'm like, oh, damn it. Not another Mountain Dew drinker.
There's a Mountain
No,
Dew.
I can't stand man.
Oh,
There's a
yes. Woman after my own heart.
plethora of Mountain Dew drinkers on this live stream,
It's
constantly,
also a
weekly.
plethora of cowboy fans.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
I didn't
She
say
went there.
cowboys plural. I just said cowboy.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Yep, she went there.
I did.
So I was out and about, and I was going to go buy something. By the way, in case you guys didn't catch it last time, I would love for you guys in the chat to please throw out some recommendations. I am a bourbon and whiskey guy, so if there's something that you prefer or you really like, and I may have not tried it, put it out there in the chat. I'd love to go out and buy it and taste it on here. Because if not, I'm just going to go out and either get the same crap that I've been kind of going on. I'm getting bored with it. And then I'm just afraid to even go after what the guy behind the counter suggestions are, because you don't know if they are actually good whiskey drinkers or bourbon drinkers, and they're 9 times out of 10 going to point you to the most expensive or right up on that high $80-$90 bottle. And I'm like, okay, let's keep it about $50-$60 here, kid. Let's don't try to make a sale on your commission.
If you have it already, I like it personally. Or it's 2 different kinds of drinks. One is Captain Morgan Private Stock. That's a pretty good, it's a pretty smooth one. Or
That's rum, isn't it?
it's
I'm a
spiced rum.
I'm a Sailor Jerry girl all the way.
Or Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. That's good stuff too, right there. It's pricey, but it's still good.
You like the name brand, like trendy shit. Sorry,
I don't
Mandy,
usu-
go ahead.
I don't usually drink Jack, but that's my weakness.
I always drink whiskey at the bar, and every once in a while someone will buy me a shot of whiskey, and they'll always say like a Jack, and I'm all, ugh, I can't drink this. I just give it away.
It's either Crown or Seagram 7 most of the time for me.
Jameson's or my bar's well whiskey. I don't know. It's really good for a well whiskey. It's
Jameson.
$3.50 a shot.
Jameson is
Jameson.
good. Yeah, Jameson's
That's
good.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the good whiskeys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love a good
Jack,
Irish whiskey.
Hello, Crybaby
Yeah.
Trump. Good to see you, buddy. Got to see you back in.
What up, crybaby?
Yeah,
Crybaby
I
Trump.
will, and I think I've said this before. There was a time where somebody offered me some Jack Daniels. I think we were on the golf course, And after having so many other, better brands, tasting that Jack Daniels, it was just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like really, right from the Jack Daniels straight to a beer, and I have to chug almost half the beer, if not all the beer, just to get the taste out of my mouth. But
Don't
anyway,
like the regular number 7, but the single barrel is pretty good.
I'm going with the regular Maker's Mark tonight. Hold on, I'm not cheers yet. Let me pour it in here. Let me pour. I'm not going straight to the from the bottle.
Mm.
I didn't brag on my round ice cube today, even though it was perfect. But cheers, everyone. Good to see you
We
guys.
all know.
Good to see everybody in good health and
Salud.
good spirits.
Oh.
Salute.
Skull.
Skål.
Ah, man.
What's the topic?
Well, hold on a second. I want to talk about a few things, if I may. So I'll go around the horn and kind of tell you guys what I had on.
Hey, Liz.
I had on. Oh yeah, Liz is here. Hello, Liz. Hope you got your iced tea for us tonight. So I'm gonna throw some topics out here, and if we want to discuss them, and sometimes we kind of veer off into other things. But I had a good conversation today that I didn't put on the promo. Talking about relationships. And I know we kind of talked about that toward the end with Jake last week, and I wasn't sure if we did it when we had to shut off the live stream or we were talking about it on the live stream. Do you recall, Jake?
Oh, what we were talking about before we left last time?
No.
If you're on air or not when talking about relationships.
Yeah.
I want to say it was after because
Yeah, we were. It was you, me, and cameraman and Marcus.
Yeah, but were we live? Were we live, or was that after we had stopped the live stream?
I think it was both. I think we were on live and we were off live talking about it.
Okay. So
my headphones are dying. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay. And
no
Liz,
need to apologize.
that's Miss Mandy. She has come over from some of the other channels that I don't even think I even recognize any of the channels that she says she was a part of.
Miss Mandy, Liz, you'd recognize Miss Mandy. She's frequent in Teams Septic, Irish Demon, Artie's Corporate Fiction, Kick, Tones Overthinks It, that whole crew.
And then I don't know how many people actually saw the promo for the night, but I keep seeing some people who will just say some of the oddest things. And I know the Constitution has been a big thing on some of the other channels, but when I heard somebody say something about the church needs to be more involved in our government, I just cringed. And I kind of wanted to know if you guys wanted to talk about that, because most of you, if not all of you, know Megan's perspective when it comes to religion, and you know my perspective when it comes to religion. And to have someone say that their religion, because it's what they believe, should influence government and influence laws and legislation. So I want to talk about that. And then I want to talk about the dang heat. What's going on? I mean, it's 110 degrees here.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll stop complaining about my 92-degree weather.
I'll take your 92 all day and twice on Sundays.
You can have my humidity, man. That shit's for the birds.
Don't want that.
Yeah, I see. It's in South Texas. There's a lot of humidity when you're down south, but here it can get humid. But more than likely, 9 times out of 10, it's more the dry heat, which it's okay, but it just still makes it very miserable just to be outside.
Yeah, and like I said just a little bit ago before we started the show, it rained for like 3 days straight. So all that rain is now evaporating, and it's just making it 10 times worse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's pretty rough. That's like every time I go outside, people's air conditioning units are just pouring water out of this. I'm like, oh my God, they're running those things hard.
Well, all my guys that we are on the golf course with, we're all talking about how high our electric bills are, and when you start getting your electric bill because of your air conditioning is running all the time, even if you have it set at like 80 degrees, it's still churning, and you get a $500 electric bill That's when you just know it's just way, way, way too hot. V 111, my gosh, yes. You understand the oppressive heat.
See, I don't have central air. I just have a little wall unit. It cools down this tiny little place pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. You don't need the central air if you got a small place, yeah.
Yeah. It's comfortable, but like when it turns off, man, it's like, okay, I'm sitting in the boiler room again.
Well, so, and I think we kind of talked about this a little bit last week about climate change. And I just kind of have a feeling that it's not just, there's supposed to be like this heat, this cap that's just kind of sitting over Texas right now that is not normally sitting like it is. And it's been, they're talking about maybe an upwards of 20 consecutive days of 100-degree weather here.
It's just,
it's crazy.
yeah, but I can guarantee you that probably this winter it is going to be so cold. I just have that feeling.
Well, I'm not sure because I keep thinking that the weather is going to be mild because it's so hot. I think this global warming thing is a thing. I think it's going to still be mild winters. I think that one year when it was just, I think it was in 2020 when that flaky snow came to Texas. I think all that was a an effect of everybody being off the streets and everybody was in lockdowns and everything was starting to, Mother Nature was starting to kind of get back into, her normal self. But now I just think it's going to be, I hope we get some snow. I hope we get some cold weather. I prefer it be 100 degrees, 120 degrees over 40 or 30 to 20 degrees. I don't like cold at all. I'd rather it be hot all the time.
Quite the opposite.
I'll just take 65, cloudy and breezy, kind of like fall. You know what I mean?
Move to San Diego. But it's like in the cold, you can put more clothes on, but you can never take enough clothes off in the heat.
Well, first of all, I'm a man, and yes, there is. I can walk around outside in my boxer shorts, no shirt, nothing else on. I'm happy.
It's still hot.
No,
It's still hot.
I'm good.
It's not like taking your clothes off cools it down. It's hot.
And crybaby, I do recall those days. Not saying how old you are, but I used to go to my grandparents' house, and they'd have fans on their porch. Those little portable fans plugged in. It was so hot they'd have them, and then you take it in. If they went inside, they'd take it in and put it in their living room and have those those fans blowing all the time.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. You're still blowing. You're just blowing around hot air. Like you're just. I mean, you're keeping yourself from sweating, but you're still blowing that hot air around. So it's not. What I usually like to do is I'll put oh yeah, they didn't care. I usually just put like a fan in my window, have one pushing in and one pulling out, so it's kind of.
If you take that, if you have the ability to take that fan, just put it like a few inches outside the window. I know that's impossible for most people. It actually does more work of sucking that air out.
Yeah, I would, but literally right outside my window, there's a huge dip, and there's the parking lot. So
most people, it's that way. There's not really a ledge outside their window to set this shit on. So.
Right.
Well, my neighbor, her window, like her apartment is it's ground level, but when you look out her window, you can see the ground because you have to go up the stairs to get to the front door.
It's funny that everybody, they're talking about, Crybaby Trump is talking about those were the good old days. They were the good old days because I remember there was a porch swing with that little fan. But even nowadays, I don't remember growing up that it was ever this hot. One of our neighbors actually, when he built his house, he actually built central air in his garage.
Yeah, just seeing the future.
Yeah.
Well, you're also more resilient as a child. But it is true.
Absolutely.
It's never been this hot. I mean, I remember San Diego summers, and it got hot for maybe like one heat wave. It was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just now it's like that all the time in the summer.
Remember that first summer? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You finish.
I was just going to say, last year's heat waves, that was like 116 degrees up here for 3 days-ish. We lost 100 people in Portland alone, and then like Canada lost a bunch of people in the I guess that would be the Southwest for Canada, because they're not used to it.
Yeah,
Like
right.
sure, people in Arizona and Nevada and Southern California and Texas, you guys can handle it because you've adapted along the way, but Canadians, Alaskans, they lost their lives.
You know,
And it's because the jet stream has just changed a bit. It shifted ever so slightly.
you've made some good points too, but when you're talking about people who are not used to heat, that's why the heat can be so dangerous, especially when you've got older communities that do not have central air or enough air in order to keep them cool. People can die of heat stroke, heat exhaustion, and I see these. I saw something on the news or one of the something I was watching about a UPS guy was delivering packages and somebody's Ring doorbell caught him. He was passing out. He passed out on their front porch.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that's a delivery driver, and those guys, they may have air in those cars, but they have that window, that door. They have no door, so that heat's still coming in there.
Yeah, and also switching like from being from an air conditioner to being out in the heat, like doing that switch all the time is really bad for you, and it's actually better to just I think they say if the temperature is above like 98.6 degrees, it's better to just I forget what they had all these like heat tips last year, but something about just staying in, like, don't
Hydrated.
keep going back and forth. Me, I'll sit in front of the air conditioner all day. I'm okay.
Most
I just
definitely
won't
stay
move.
hydrated for sure. Like drink a lot of water. Marcus, is that Marcus?
Yeah, that is Marcus.
Marcus just chilling.
Coming through the airwaves. It is now, ladies and gentlemen, your daddy joke maker, Marcus.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for that introduction. Don't mind me. I'm just going to take a minute to acclimate.
No worries.
That's allowed.
Hello, Smitty. Hello. I was going to say something else about this heat. Even when I was younger, and I know Megan, you had mentioned that we're just more resilient when we're younger. I still, I'm going to laugh at all of us because, there's a sign of that. There's a lot of signs that tell you're getting old or older. When you complain about fireworks and you complain about the heat, you're getting old. And we're outside of Jake. We're all kind of getting up there.
Well, I've always been an old soul, and I've always complained about the heat. So I guess that goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand.
Oh, what I was about to say earlier is that I remember that very first summer that my dad and my stepmom we went to the farm for the first time, and then we were baling hay, and I think it was probably like 98 degrees outside, but with that humidity, and we're lifting bales of hay up onto the trailer one by one.
Wow.
I'd say and then we had to take them up to the barn and climb and carry them up ladders and put them in the rafters. You want to talk about hot, especially when you're climbing up in the rafters, because that's where all the heat's going.
Right.
I mean, you could literally take a frozen pizza, lay it on one of those hay bales, and cook it, and it would literally like. And then at the end of the day, when my hands are all cut up from all the grass and stuff, you're reaching into a bag of salt to throw on the stuff to keep it from, getting moisture in there.
Man,
talk about hot.
Mr. B, I did hear about those 40 fires in London. I saw a snippet in the news. I just didn't get a chance to either read the article or watch the news reporting on that. Has there been any fatalities on that 40 fires because of the heat over there?
Just to catch up the people that came in after I said that, I've just got a massive headache, so I'm laying down, which means it's very difficult for me to type. So I'm not ignoring you guys in the chat. Right. It's just like I can type with one finger.
Yeah, and we're going to all make a conscious effort to kind of help out on the chat as well. I know I got some feedback from the last week and the week prior that we have been leaving out some of the comments in our streams, and we're going to try to do a better job in making sure that you guys feel like you're being a part of the discussion.
It's because I wasn't really here much last week.
This Bach Hughes Smitty says, "Is that God? Is who God is?"
Well, he must be talking about me because I'm so handsome. I'm a god to all the ladies. What can I say? I'm just kidding. I mean, it was
You got
there.
the Morgan Freeman voice.
I am Thor, God of Thunder.
Now, let me tell you. That's the best I can do. I will tell you.
Yeah, you're going to have to work on that.
He is. It's so hot, by the way, too, that when I mow, I don't even worry about beer anymore. When we play golf, it's been just water the last couple of rounds because beer and alcohol is going to dehydrate you already.
Yep.
And then you put that heat on top of that, man, forget about it.
Oh yeah, especially when it's this hot, man. You want to stay as hydrated as possible. Gatorade, water, anything, especially anything with electrolytes in it too.
Well, I'm hoping so right around the end of July, I start thinking training camp is opening up for the NFL. And so when I start thinking about that, I say to myself, okay, August is right around the corner. So when August is coming around the corner, then I start thinking, okay, we're getting into the football season. August goes by like that because I'm so involved in all the NFL stuff. So I'm kind of going to talk myself that, man, we just don't have that much longer left of this heat wave. But, man, when I talk about it out loud, it seems like it's going to be a long time.
Hey, Brian, it's already here. I know a couple of teams have already reported to camp. I think the Raiders are one of them. There's a couple other teams, too.
Pretty sure the Bengals are starting next week.
Yeah, I think everybody will be in camp by at least next Monday.
Man.
So it's here, Brian.
I've been noticing, and Mr. B, I know I've been adjusting my volume on my microphone, so if I do come across as a little lower than everybody else, I can adjust it, and I'll make sure if anybody can't hear anyone, please let us know. Football season, this is what I was going to tell you guys too. I know we're not going to talk about a lot of sports because there's not a whole lot of sports going on, but I almost felt like I need to start watching the Seattle Mariners baseball team because I watched the home run derby last night, and this 21-year-old rookie hit 80-something home runs over the whole series or the whole home run derby.
Good Lord.
He lost in the last round to another guy who was like 23, and he was only able to get like 16 or 17 on that last round. The other guy beat him by he had 19. So, when I saw, yeah, we can hear you. You're still fine to me, okay. Marcus.
Yeah, you're good here.
And so when you start saying, and I'm seeing all the trade talks and the rumors and stuff like that, I'm salivating. I'm really salivating about the season getting ready to come. Sound bites from Dak Prescott. I'm getting there, Marcus. I'm getting there.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah. You know what, Liz? The reason I saw that, and that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I know that's your home team, and I didn't know if you were a baseball. I know you don't watch a lot of sports, but I didn't know if you were a baseball team, a fan or not. If you knew who this guy was, and the funny thing about this guy is that he makes a rookie minimum salary of $700,000. And $700,000 is exactly what he won by coming in second place in the home run derby.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, and I can imagine. I can't look. I have to watch my swing speed even playing 18 holes of golf. Can you imagine swinging the club that many times, or the baseball bat that many times? I guarantee you're feeling it. You don't even make that many plate appearances throughout a game and swing the bat that many times throughout a regular season game. So I know that takes a lot of exertion.
Oh yeah, you know your arm's feeling it after a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've heard it said that that's why some of the big name players don't want to participate in that derby because it it messes up their swing for the rest of the year.
You know what? Screw them. Screw them and screw everybody else who don't want to do the dunk contest in the NBA game. We don't care. Listen, you're making millions of dollars to entertain us. So go out there and entertain me, man.
Right.
I got so tired of LeBron James saying he didn't want to injure himself, not being in the slam dunk contest when everybody did it before him. Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. Did D Wade ever do the dunk contest? I'm not sure if D Wade did it. I think he did do it once. But anyway, LeBron James should actually have done the dunk contest. Because when he's doing those exhibition games, guess what he's out there doing? A dunk. He's basically doing the dunk contest. Should I go silent?
Yeah, I don't watch basketball, so.
Yeah, LeBron. I don't know. I don't know if he can. He can hardly jump now.
Listen, LeBron James is 30-something. When I was 30-something, I was still balling, man. Balling at the Huffines gym, beating up on these little kids thinking that they can actually take me. Come on, man. 30 is not old. Now, I get it. He had been playing since he was in high school. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body. I get it. But he's not old. By any stretch of the imagination, when it comes to, like, regular years, he's not old.
Liz was saying something about Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not a fan of basketball that much, but I have seen him play. He was a good player. I've watched a few games. Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that he passed away the way he did.
Absolutely. Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb did the. And by the way, Spud Webb is from Dallas. He was from Duncanville, and I've got a picture of me. Spud Webb played golf. Well, I didn't play golf with him, but he played golf with a group of people in front of us. And then after we were having drinks, and I have a picture of myself with Spud Webb. I know that's not a big celebrity or anything, but he is.
No, that is a big celebrity, Spud Webb, because he, when the All-Star game was in Dallas back in 1986, he won the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And he's what? And then Spud Webb is 5'6", 5'6",
something like that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Had like a 42, 43-inch vertical.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
I did have a chance to see LeBron in his rookie season with the Cavaliers when they came through Dallas. This was probably back in 2002, 2003, whenever it was. But yeah, I did get a chance to see him play his rookie year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty much grown up in Texas, Liz. Matter of fact, that's how I knew Marcus. So we basically grew up together.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I say y'all a lot because my wife is from the UK, and I think she corrects me on some of the southern drawl that I actually say. She corrects me a lot on my grammar, so I think y'all has kind of fallen by the wayside on some of the things. Mm-hmm. Even when I type, when I talk to my wife when I'm on the golf course and I'm asking if her and the baby boy are doing okay, I don't say y'all. I'll say, how are you guys okay, or what are you guys doing?
There's quite a few people that I've interacted with say y'all a lot here because there's a lot of rural areas where I'm located. So, and some of these like small populated towns that that people walk around in cowboy boots and cowboy hats. I'm like, man, where do you guys realize where you're at?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, you live in the city. Why are you dressed like that? But, I mean, to each his own.
Fernando, John Stockton was a phenomenal talent. He did have a kind of a stubbornness and a kind of a chip on his shoulders a little bit. I remember him getting into a lot of scuffles with Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan back in the day. But there was never a better 1-2 punch before, Michael Jordan came around than Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Say what really... for a while when I was a kid, Michael Jordan was kind of an idol of mine because I was still a small boy. And I was like, first time I ever was introduced to him was Space Jam. Of course.
Michael Jordan? Really?
Yeah, Michael. The first time I ever heard anything about Michael Jordan was from the movie Space Jam.
Wow.
Believe it or not. And, so yeah, that's really the only thing I know about him. I know he played for the Chicago Bulls for a while, but that's pretty much my only knowledge.
Wow.
I know.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's like the Babe Ruth of basketball, so.
Yep. The GOAT.
You know, he attempted to finish his career in a different sport.
Baseball.
Yep.
Wasn't it baseball?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did come back. He came back to back to his home, even though he sucked as a Washington Wizard guy. But he did try to make the attempt to come back.
Well, I don't even think it's professional baseball he tried ending his career in, was it?
No, he tried. So when his dad passed away, he took a step away from basketball and he went and played with the Chicago White Sox in baseball in their minor league team. But I think he did make one appearance in a major league game.
I think it was just once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, from what I understand, he wasn't so great at baseball. Like it's like that's not your calling, man. You're a basketball player.
Well, he was good enough to put asses in the seats, and that's what all it took.
All right.
Yeah.
And they actually, they touched on some of that in that documentary, The Last Dance, and part of his reasoning for stepping away from basketball had a lot to do with the death of his father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Didn't his father play baseball? Didn't it?
No. And I'm just now seeing your comment, Liz. My wife, when she first moved here, she moved to California. And if you listen to my wife talk now, you would have swore she was straight Valley girl. It's gotten a little bit better over time, at least since I've known her. But when I first met her, it was, you could tell Southern California, or I don't know if it's Southern California, but definitely Valley girl kind of a dialect. But her brother, her older brother, you'd think he was fresh off the boat when it comes to the UK accent. He's got a really bad accent. I mean, he's not bad. It's a good accent, but he sounds, and he still calls, he always say, sir. Hello, sir. What can I do for you, sir? And I'm like, dude, stop. You're older than me. You're older than me. Stop calling me sir.
So, Crybaby Trump mentions Bill Laimbeer. I have to tell you guys, I was a huge fan of the Detroit Piston Bad Boys teams back in the day, in the early to mid '90s. I loved those guys. Bill Laimbeer was one of my favorite players. I just liked the way he played. It may have been a little dirty, but I liked it. I see the name
Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. Those are pretty big names, weren't they, in sports?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Bo Jackson, I think, is still revered to this day. He does a lot of commercials when it comes around to the NCAA. Deion Sanders, I like what he's doing for the HBCUs now, but I will still, to this day, until my dying day, tell you he's the biggest asshole I ever met in my life when it comes to sports figures.
He's the Dennis Rodman of football.
I don't think everybody's put it to me that way, but you might be right. Total diva.
He is a diva.
I mean, he grew up, but he was a total little pain in the ass. He's the reason I don't like the Cowboys.
Well, he doesn't play anymore, so you can actually jump back on that bandwagon. I'm just saying.
You form an opinion, and it's just
sticks with
I don't like the Patriots because of Tom Brady, and I don't like the Colts because of that other Manning little shit.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Other Manning little shit.
I like his brother.
You know what? That's so funny because that's the exact same way. Because I don't like the Patriots because of Tom Brady, and I don't think I'd ever go like the Patriots. Don't like the Giants more than just because of the Manning, but I definitely hated him when Eli Manning was playing for him because I just thought he was a little jackass.
He's a little shit.
I mean, there was a lot of hate towards the Bengals when towards the end of Carson Palmer's career. So
hold on 1 second, real quick, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you, really am. But my nephew is in the house, Mr. Corey. What's going on, nephew? It's good to see you. Good to hear from you. What you should probably do, because you're probably watching this on Facebook alone, maybe with Jennifer, you should go to the YouTube channel. That way you can see everybody else's comments and see more people interact a little bit better. But I love you, nephew. I'm glad to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you on this on my live stream. But I heard you getting on them for not liking the Cowboys. So go ahead. Keep staying on them. Step on them. Get on.
Well, like I was saying, like you guys were talking, I think Megan said she didn't like the Colts, but I was like, because of Eli Manning, I was like, man, a lot of Bengals fans that I knew were starting to hate the Bengals towards the end of Carson Palmer's career because of how bad he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was close. That was like after Ben Roethlisberger tore his ACL in that one game for that tackle that he made on him. He was on the injured list for the rest of the season, and he came back. And then you had Marvin Lewis, who was pretty much dragging us down until the end of his career with the Bengals.
Oh my God, I still love Marvin.
I don't usually dislike a player if they're bad. Like, I dislike players that are just bad people.
I give you that.
Who's Marvin Lewis coach for? He's coach for the Bears, isn't he?
No, Marvin Lewis, I think, is coaching college somewhere.
The Bears are still a team?
Oh,
aren't they one of the original?
They're playing in the NFL.
Oh yes.
I don't know. I just throw a name out there.
The Bears are definitely.
The Bears used to be like hot shit back in the '80s, and then nothing since.
Mike Ditka wasn't he a coach for the Chicago Bears? Is that, or is that Mike
Ditka played for the Bears? Mike Ditka did ex-coach. He coached their Super Bowl teams.
Yeah, he did. He was the tight end for the Dallas Cowboys in his playing days.
Now, listen, guys. I want to just make sure I bring this up to you guys right now. And I haven't figured out why it's not coming up in the search. But if you're on YouTube right now and you go in and you type in, I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. Because I know some people, when you come here, no one likes our little segment on sports. And I know we've kind of gone a little bit more on this right now. But I know there are a lot of people who are not into sports. I created now a channel that's called Drinks and Discussions -sports. I put that in the chat. So just you have to search. You have to like put that in the actual search bar in order to believe it to look for it. I don't know why I can't just come up with it in the search. It's something that's weird. I don't know why. I gotta fix it. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because there are two NFL guys that I know personally. And one of them is going to be my co-host. He's a former NFL player. He played the backup for Brett Favre in the Green Bay Packers. His name is Craig Nall. Craig Nall. That's Nall. He also played in a couple of other teams. And then I also met another guy named John Henry who used to play for the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm going to be interviewing multiple professional athletes on that channel. That way we'll give you guys a chance to not be bored with some of the things that we talk about, because I know a lot of you guys don't
hey, Marie
are not entertained by our sports talk.
And be sure when you go over there, subscribe. Hit that
Absolutely.
subscribe button.
Absolutely. There's nothing on that yet. So, I mean, still subscribe. There's nothing on there yet. We're still building the channel. We're going to have some things on it. But I know you will see a lot, if not all, of our hosts here, because if everybody wants to participate, I just want to give another channel that we can just dedicate ourselves to just sports talk. It's going to be a lot of cowboy talk when the football season starts up again. And I don't want to monopolize our time, especially with this panel on this stream, with just football talk, because I know it will get crazy come football season.
Oh boy, I've already had friends of mine purchasing preseason tickets. So
okay. Hey Marie,
I was going to go back to something.
Marie, go ahead.
I was going to go back to something Mr. B mentioned. Breonna Stewart and Jonquil Jones, two WNBA players. I know Breonna Stewart's got a new shoe commercial out right now, and I guess the hype behind that is that it's like the first woman's shoe in probably 10 years or so. But I'm trying to remember which team she played for. But if I remember correctly, she played at UConn, and she was a badass at UConn. Dang it, I cannot remember the name of the team that she's playing for now. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to touch on Mr. B's comment there.
So this might be a good segue, and I know I didn't bring this up in our, this is what we're going to talk about segment, but let me guys ask you a question.
We haven't had yet.
Well, I talked about some of the things that I wanted to talk about, the church and state and other things. But
you haven't gone around the room.
Oh, that's right. I did not. But before I do that, let me ask you guys, as you're thinking about things to discuss. Since we're talking about sports, we haven't had a chance to discuss what's going on with the WNBA player that's in Russian jail. And
no, I haven't.
I don't know if you guys know about this. If you have enough information regarding it, I would love to get some perspective, because I think I have some hot takes that I don't think anybody would probably expect me to have on this regarding this. So I'm going to save that for later. So I'm going to start with Megan. I know she's got a headache and not feeling very well, but do you have anything that you wanted to just throw out there and listen to us discuss real quick?
No.
Okay.
Well, when we get on the topic of relationships, I'm going to just keep my mouth shut, because,
Well, we need the woman's perspective in these relationships. You can't just have Jake and Marcus and myself talking about it. I wish Miss what was her name before? Miss
Mandy.
Miss Mandy.
I hope
she comes back on. I know she was charging her headset or whatever, but hopefully she comes back on.
Probably bored her with the alcohol talk.
Well, we didn't even talk about that very long while she was on, so hopefully that did not scare her away. But Jake, do you have anything that you thought that you wanted to just kind of discuss?
Not at the moment. I actually did, since you always talk about recommendations for movies, I did want to recommend a movie. If you haven't seen it, it's called Fury. Have you seen it?
It sounds.
And did you watch? Go ahead.
It sounds like I've seen Fury, but I'm gonna look it up real quick and see if I've seen Fury.
Did you watch the number 27 or 23?
No, I'm sorry, I did not yet.
So
okay,
fired.
so let me tell you.
It's a World War II Sherman tank movie.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Shia LaBeouf, Brad Pitt, and all those people. Yeah, I've seen that.
I watched that this past week, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is... Because I like World War II stuff. I'm a World War II history buff, so... when I watched that, I was like, oh my gosh, they're fighting a tiger and all that. Like, no kidding.
Well, when it came out, it was a big movie. It was a big movie. A lot of people actually... it was a big hit. I saw it when it came out, actually.
I think when I watched in an interview, they said that they were actually driving a real operational Sherman tank. It's pretty awesome.
So I know Marcus has been ripping and running today, so he said he was just gonna be prepared to discuss whatever we discuss. So but let me just stay on topic then and see where it takes us. And Marcus, you can probably, I'm going to give you the opportunity to lead here, because I know you know a lot about it. What's the basketball player? What's the WNBA? It's Brittney
Griner.
I want to say Brittany Murphy, but I said not Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No. Yeah, her name, Brittney Griner. She plays for the Phoenix Mercury. And she is a pretty notable WNBA star, one of the more notable stars in the WNBA. And if I remember correctly, going back, I think it was back in maybe February or March. She was in Russia. This was prior to either prior to or shortly after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And you guys out there that are on the chat, y'all fact check me if you need to. But I believe it was prior to or just shortly after the Russian invasion. She was caught in a Russian airport in possession of the equivalent of marijuana here in the States, and she had an amount on her that was illegal. Now the trick with all this is that Brittney Griner, as big a star as she is in the WNBA, she's also a huge Russian basketball star. She plays basketball professionally for Russia in the off season. So,
and that's why she was there, wasn't it? Just because she was playing for the Russian league.
Yep. And their season, if I'm not mistaken, their season was just wrapping up or near the end of it or something like that. And she was, trying to make her way back over here for the WNBA season.
And I think I'm looking in the chat too. I think she was trying to get out because of the invasion. So all the Americans were trying to leave.
Yes, that's what it was.
So here's my question, Marcus. Is that okay? Corey is now on the live stream now. He's on the YouTube stream. Corey is Navcore 22. It was a vape pen, but the vape pen contained CBD oil.
Yeah.
That were past the limit of being legal to have the amount. So here's my question to you guys. You've got some of the background information. Does the punishment fit the crime? What do you say about the whole scenario? What do you feel? How do you feel about her first being detained and still being detained? What do you guys feel? Even though she's an NBA or WNBA superstar, do you feel this is just? Do you feel like this is some type of political statement, or do you believe that this is, justice being served? Come on, I need some perspective before I give mine.
Jake, you want to go for it?
You said she was detained for a vape pen.
Yeah.
Is okay? So
that it's known to be illegal though in the country in which she is actually in.
Right.
See, I don't know. I'm right now years old hearing about it. So, who knows? It might be because of her status in sports. They might be trying to teach a lesson like, hey, it doesn't matter what your status is in society. You're not above the law in whatever country you're in. I mean, being arrested for a vape pen, I think that's a little bit kind of extreme because, there's the way I see it, if there were traces of like THC or, any kind of stuff like that, there's more medicinal properties to that than there is like, say, cocaine or if she was hauling a bunch of alcohol in her bag or something, I think it might be a little harsh, but at the same time, I think they're trying to make, I don't want to make it sound bad, maybe they're making an example out of her, just like I said a minute ago. Like, doesn't matter how high in society you are, you're not above the law. So before we get any further, I want to make sure you guys know, I just put a poll out there. And just in case you were not aware, she's still in a Russian prison right now, or jail. Mm-hmm. She's going back and forth to court, but she's still in custody in Russia. Now, Corey is saying he's a little bit on the fence on here because she's a superstar, and if it was just a John Doe, what would be hearing about it? I don't think we'd be hearing about it.
I don't think we would be. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, since she's got that, sports star, or what she play, basketball? What is she?
Yep, basketball.
Basketball? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I think since she's got that star status, that's probably why her name's all over the news. Like you said, if it was just some average guy, like, say, for example, me, I wouldn't be all over the news.
Well, let me throw a wrench into this discussion before we continue, folks. It gets better.
Oh,
LeBron James decides to weigh in.
Uh-oh.
And he says, because, the government is involved, and Joe Biden's administration has been in talks with Brittney Griner's wife, making sure that they have communications with the justice system over there, and making sure that they have correspondence with Brittney Griner throughout the whole process. My problem is, or no, the twist in this is LeBron James, and I'm going to let you guys say if this was a misstep or not, says maybe Brittney Griner should not want to come back to the U.S. based upon the treatment that she's getting while she's being detained. LeBron James said this, folks.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
she doesn't want to come back here because of the treatment she's getting over there.
No. LeBron James suggested that maybe she should reconsider wanting to come back to the U.S. because nobody is doing anything to help her come home.
Oh, okay.
Now, listen, guys, the poll is up. Tell me what you think, and then let's continue having this dialogue because I've got so many things to say.
So just touching on the LeBron James thing real quick. I think you said your nephew Corey, he's on the fence too. I'm a little on the fence too. I think initially there's a ton of shock and awe because of the country in which she's being detained. Mm-hmm. I think that has a lot to do with it, and the timing of her detainment. Was it coincidence? Was it? I mean, the timing nonetheless was quite peculiar. But like we said earlier, I mean, maybe if this was not a well-known person of interest, then maybe we wouldn't even be hearing about it. But my thought is if I heard correctly, the amounts or the trace amounts that she had on her would have been illegal here in the United States even. Mm-hmm. And it would have been against the law here too. So my thing is if you broke a law, you broke a law. Now, there was also speculation in the beginning that, maybe it wasn't hers, but if I do believe I heard that she recently pled guilty, and is just now awaiting her sentencing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I read a comment above here earlier. It's like she knew what she was doing. She was taking the risk, and yeah, she took the chance, So, I mean, what did she expect?
And that's where I'm on the fence on this whole thing. I know there are times where I know people who have taken the chance and gotten away with it. They travel and, for better or for worse, they feel as if they can continue doing it. But having said that, you're in the middle of the brink of war. You're trying to escape a country that is about to freaking go to war with another country. Isn't that a moment you tell yourself, damn the CBD oil or whatever it is, I'm going home. I'm getting look. If it's not something that is important to me, I know in the U.S. I can go get the best stuff. I can get this stuff easily in the U.S. Why are you taking a chance at that point? Especially when you're an American and Russia and right now hates America. Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me.
Right. Why take that risk? I mean, I like taking risks, but I'm not going to do something that bold. Especially if you're in another country.
Right.
That's just
here's my perspective real quick, guys. And I'm agreeing with most of you. And Corey, I see your statements. LeBron James, I've never really, I'll be honest with you. I understand his philanthropy. His philanthropy has been great. He's a good guy off the court. But I think there's a whole lot of prima donna in LeBron James. I think LeBron James on the court is a big crybaby. For the guy who is his size and his talent, I think he whines a lot. He's just not my cup of tea when it comes to basketball. Talented guy, probably one of the best that ever did it. But when he opens his mouth sometimes, I think he inserts his foot more times than not when it comes to political stances. And I think he wants to be that guy that can stand up and say things and talk about things in an educated way. But sometimes I don't think he does the research before he opens his mouth, and I think he needs to start doing that. And we all do it. I mean, it's not like I'm faulting the guy for saying something and having a misstep. My problem is when you have a society like we are in right now where there's so much division, why would you say something like that to continue dividing our society? And that's what I took it to be. Now Brittney,
That's a good point.
and now Brittney, on the other hand, you have to be smarter than trying to go into another country and bring back something that is readily available to you in the next country.
Exactly.
Makes zero sense to me. And so, is this a national incident? I don't think so, because to the points we've already made, if this was a John Doe, would anybody be talking about this? We'd be sitting there going, "You dummy! Why would you do that? You get what you deserve." We would not have this conversation.
And see, it's not like she was carrying bricks of coke with her. It was just something small and tiny. I mean, yeah, it's illegal there, but still.
Listen, she probably got it there. Even though it's illegal, she probably didn't fly it on the plane and land with it. She's playing basketball. Even though it's illegal over there, just like certain drugs are illegal over here, you can still get access to it. And she is a superstar. Basketball players over there get treated like royalty a lot.
Yes, they make the money is better over there too.
Absolutely. She gets paid $250,000 or something like that to play here in the WNBA. She probably gets maybe $400,000 to $500,000 or even more to play over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to feel about this. I hate to see somebody being imprisoned for such a small crime. Pay a fine and get the hell out of here. Fine. But to be in prison for as many months as she has doesn't make sense to me.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think the punishment fits the crime. What are you going to say, Jake?
Just something popped. My sister just posted a new picture of my niece. Anybody want their daily dose of adorable real quick?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, look at that. Yeah, baby boy. Baby girl, yeah.
Yeah, she's just sitting there playing with her sidewalk chalk.
Nice.
That's cute.
How old is she?
Dude, she's one. I tell you, I love that kid to pieces, man. She's so full of energy too. And I'll tell you what, I just can't wait till she grows up and we can rock and roll.
So
teach her how to listen to some Pantera.
So I want to make sure we're getting some of the chats into the conversation. Marie, she's saying that her cousin is a flight attendant, and the rules now that you have to have prescriptions in original bottles. And yeah, I'm flying again this weekend, but I used to fly every week for my job. And if you didn't know by now, after 9/11, there's so many ounces of liquid that you can actually purchase or bring on an airplane. You can't even bring the big bottle. If you got a cologne bottle and it's this big, or not, how the big size of the men's cologne, if you put that on your carry-on, listen, it better not be expensive because you're going to throw it in the trash. And if you throw it in the trash, the TSA is going to pick it right out of the trash and take it home with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to learn that one the hard way. The second thing is, you just know when you fly a lot, you just know these things. And when you know these things, it makes no sense, especially someone who has that type of notoriety, to take a chance. It just makes no sense to me. I just don't get it. Ignorance, I still struggle with. Because ignorance is a willful thing. In case you didn't hear me.
Good point.
Ignorance
Yeah.
is willful because we have information at our fingertips at all times. And if you want to be ignorant, you are willfully doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So she should have known better. Again, I'm not saying that the punishment fits the crime. Let's see what our chat or our people in the stream are saying. We are at 75% saying that no, that did not fit the crime. 25% are saying yes. But we only got 4 votes. Come on, guys. We got a lot of people in the chat. Come on. Give me some more votes than that.
Yeah, I don't.
4 votes? Come on, guys. You can do better.
That's definitely a tricky one. Like, if it's just something small like that, then it's. I don't think being detained and going through a whole entire court process over something that's so minuscule, like. But still, at the same time, she knew what she was getting herself into, and she had that on her possession. Mm-hmm. So that, like I said, that's a tricky subject right there because, I look at it from both sides.
But let me just add this one more thing because I want to make sure you guys touch on this. LeBron James saying because they're not doing enough to bring her home does not mean that this is not a country that gives a damn. Because you are a person of privilege doesn't mean we bend the laws for you, LeBron. Okay?
Well,
I'm sorry.
It's like, well, what can we do? Because she's in another country. It's not like she didn't break the law here. She broke the law in another country. It's not like the United States can just extradite her back. She has to face her punishment in the other country, get that squared away, and then come back.
Listen, they're talking about doing a prisoner exchange for this woman. Did you guys hear that lately?
No.
Not heard that. Wow.
I just heard about this today.
They're talking about doing a prison exchange for this person.
Wow.
Really? Wow. That's
again. This has everything to do with and we don't know what it's like behind those walls of the jail system in Russia, and this has everything to do with that. Maybe in Russia people really don't want to go to jail. Over here in the U.S., people go to jail and they get a pretty cush lifestyle. But over there, maybe they really don't want to go to.
I've heard prisons and jails in Russia are pretty nasty. And not like nasty as they're not gross nasty, even per sure they are, but they're pretty crazy.
Listen, she'll walk out of that prison a multimillionaire because every news affiliate will interview her. There's a book that's going to be made about this.
Yep.
There is going to even be a made-for-TV or a movie on Netflix about it. So it's a win-win for her. But at the end of the day, Corey's trying to say, he's trying to make sense about that. Maybe she had it in her genes or something like that, and she just forgot about it. Look, I'm going to demonstrate to you guys. I fly. I get right before I get close to that checkpoint. I do this. I make sure I ain't got nothing in my pockets because I put everything. Yeah. I put everything in my phone, which is my credit cards and all that kind of stuff. I make sure there's no change. My car keys are in my carry-on. There's nothing in my pockets. And even before that, I make sure everything that's. I usually, if I'm flying with my golf clubs or something else, I make sure I put everything that's. It might be questionable. I put it in my bag that I'm checking. Anything I'm carrying on that plane, it's going to be my laptop, iPad, or something electronic. I don't have nothing that's going to cause anybody to come and either put me into the whole strip down pat search bull crap. I'm trying to get up there to the bar, to the lounge where I can sit down and have me a couple of drinks before I get on this fucking flight. That's it.
Right.
That's it. So
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
And if you and listen, and if you don't do that, folks, I'm sorry. You need to start doing that, folks. If you want to get to your flight on time, travel light. Don't put nothing in your pockets. Don't put nothing in there that's going to even attempt to draw any type of attention to you.
Made me think about Spaceballs for a second. Take only what you need to survive.
I know I've seen Spaceballs, but I haven't seen it enough to quote it.
But no, Brian, you're right. Do travel light and don't take anything that you believe that you're going to lose. Because like you said, even if it's a bottle of something or shampoo or cologne or toothpaste, they'll take it.
Yeah. And I get it. I know that's again, I don't believe that the punishment fits the crime necessarily for our standards. But when you travel, they always tell you when you travel overseas, make sure you understand the laws. There are certain laws in certain countries that you can't spit on the sidewalk. There's certain laws that you can't do certain things that you normally take for granted while you're here in the United States. Understand the laws when you travel overseas, because that can lend you. There were some people who did some kind of vandalism or did knock down something, and it wasn't not intentionally or something. And they put these teenagers in jail in some other country. People who don't know the law, and they say that here in America. Ignorance of the law is not a defense of breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
So why would that not apply overseas? What say you?
Marcus, I went first last time.
Oh no, you gotta. I've never been outside. Well, I take that back. I have been outside of the country on a cruise, but I've never flown across the pond, as they say, or anything like that. So I don't know. I really can't speak to, but it would seem to make sense. Because, and this is the first time I'm hearing of it, Brian, that it would make sense to know the laws in these countries, because, I never thought about it.
I know. I'd definitely brushing up on the research of the laws in whatever country I'm about to go to, because, I might be able to do something here that I can't do in another country, and I could get in some serious shit for it.
Yeah.
Well, again, I used to travel weekly. I used to brush up on the state laws before I went on there, because you didn't know in Texas, you can't carry an open container of alcohol in Texas. You'll get arrested for public intoxication, or they'll cite you for an open container. In St. Louis, in Ohio, you can get a glass to go from whatever restaurant you're in, and you can drink that crap all the way if the way you want. Austin, in certain areas in Austin, you can do the exact same thing, but you can't do that in Dallas. So you always have to know where you are.
I think there's an open container law here in Ohio.
Not in Cleveland.
I'm not in Cleveland.
Oh, okay. In Cleveland,
remember? I'm in Cincinnati, remember?
Well, that's right. You're in Cincinnati. That's the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a good rivalry right there, by the way.
More like the Bengals and the Steelers. That's a real rivalry right there, man.
The Bengals and the Steelers is a better rivalry, yeah. But you know what? There was a rivalry when the Cincinnati Bengals, when the Cleveland Browns the Cleveland Browns weren't winning. That was kind of like you guys were sticking it to them, and I was there, and that's when they were like when they won. I don't know what team they won. I don't think it's Cincinnati, but when the Cleveland Browns won their first game, they had all these beer dispensers throughout downtown, and they were giving people free beers.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you guys look that up. Look that up.
I'll have to check that out. What was this? When was...
Whenever they broke that they went the whole season and they didn't win a game, and then they were thinking they would come close to winning a game with Baker Mayfield, or I think it was Baker Mayfield. It might not have been him. It might have been someone else. And they had all these dispensers in there out downtown that if they won a game, you got free beer. All these dispensers.
Man, you wouldn't find me complaining. Free beer, dude. You can't go wrong with free beer.
You sure cannot. But that's how lenient they were. And I think they still are.
That's crazy. Wow, I never heard of that.
Listen, man.
But anyway, back to what we were. Don't want to get off topic. Anyway, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. I heard you were about to say something real quick.
I was going to say the exact same thing you were about to say. I said I'm not going to try to get on my travels to Cleveland, but I just think that knowing where you are is important. Knowing the laws of the municipalities, the city or the state in which you reside is important. You have to know those laws so that if you break a law, they're not going to sit there and tell you, well, you're ignorant of the law, we're not going to give you this ticket. But you should have known that here it's 15 miles an hour instead of 30 miles an hour in this zone, or it's this and that. You gotta know these things.
And
but sometimes we learn. Sometimes it takes the mistake to learn.
Yeah. No, there's no success without failure. Mm-hmm.
So let me see if we can kind of segue this over, because we're talking about ignorance of the law a little bit. And I kind of want to know, and I started this by saying earlier on the live stream that we were talking about my view of religion, Megan's view of religion. I don't know if I have a full understanding of Jake's view of religion, but if you guys have paid attention and followed us long enough, Marcus grew up in a religious household as well.
I've got pretty deep roots, man, but
so,
you want to hear about it, I'll tell you about it.
But this is where I want to go. I'm not really talking about religion. I'm talking about how religion fits in our society and within our government. Because again, we have, if you haven't watched the intro or the promo for tonight's stream, you still have a lot of ignorance being said out there when it comes to where I don't know why I got to change this live stream, by the way, where it comes to separation between church and state. So when we're sitting there and we're talking about a Republican House of Representative, how is it possible that someone can say that the Constitution doesn't mean what the Constitution means, and that we need to have more church interference into our government? Because I read, let me just say this real quick, and then we'll let you guys give your perspective. We all are probably not the same religion. We may have variations of Christianity that we may practice, but we not are all the same religious sect. So do you think that there should be more religious influence in our government legislation?
I believe that there should always be a separation between church and state, because there's not going to be people that are going to agree with your political, or not your political beliefs, but your religious beliefs. Because you got Christians, you got Catholics, you've got Lutherans, you've got Jews, you've got all different kinds. So if you're I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. Marcus, take over for a sec. I need to.
No,
I kind of went blank here for a minute. I'm trying to better explain my reasoning, because like I said, I always think there should be a separation between church and state, because like I said, there's going to be people that don't always agree with your religious beliefs.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely believe that there should be a not just a separation, but a hard separation between church and state. Now, where it might, where some of the commingling might happen, depends upon that individual person. Now, that individual person, I'm all for them exercising and their own beliefs within their own within their own silo, if you will. You know,
like
as
religious
they.
group.
Well, no. When I say silo, I mean like, you know, in everyday life. You know, every day they're going to work, and how they handle themselves, and how they make decisions, and how they interact with people.
Right.
I'm all for them modeling those principles. But as far as trying to use their religious views on demanding or for trying to force a decision to be made, I don't agree with that.
You see,
Think about it, Jake.
I'm not-
Think about it, Jake. Let me just talk to some of the people in the panel real quick. Liz is saying that she's coming from a pretty sincere, devout Christian viewpoint, and she supports the separation of church and state. Crybaby Trump says no religion and government. People should be allowed to choose their religion or form of worship. Fernando is saying absolutely not. Government should be absolutely not. Government should be completely secular. And then Crybaby Trump saying that the Taliban has religion in their government. So, yeah, you guys are agreeing to disagree with the stupidity of Loren Boebert. When Loren Boebert is saying, oh, remember the letter that they were having that says that there should be that's not what they mean, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and she's like, doesn't even understand that the First Amendment actually says that religion should not be involved in any type of legislation or laws. That's not verbatim, of course, but that's the First Amendment.
See, I grew up in a Catholic home, and I've come in contact with people.
Oh, wait.
Boy.
You can't be a Republican if you're Catholic. God, they're going to ostracize you because that is a Joe Biden religion. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, Jake. Jake,
I'm not
Jake,
done yet.
Hey, Jake, simmer down. I was joking. I was just joking.
I know. I was just about to say, like, hardcore Catholics are my family. But as I got older, you know, I kind of veered off from that because I started getting in the mindset, okay, when did this happen? Where did it take place? Are there artifacts of said, you know, events? And then right now, I would consider myself more spiritual. Like, I do believe that there might be a higher power. It might be a somebody. It might be a something. I don't know what it is. But I listen to some Catholics nowadays and Christians nowadays. It's like they're telling me this, and sometimes I get people showing up at my door trying to read me different things from like Mormons or Catholics or Jewish people. I'm like,
hey, don't forget those Jehovah's. Don't forget those Jehovah's knocking at your door.
Those too. And you know, I'm like, I just don't believe in that stuff. And they try to, and some people, there's like radical people too. Like they'll try to literally force it on you. Like, if you don't believe in this is what's going to happen to you in your life or in your afterlife. It's like, I don't believe in that.
According to religion, sodomy is bad. And I'm saying that, and I'm looking at the chat, because I know there's a lot of people that are married, and there's a lot of people in heterosexual relationships that like to do the doo-doo. Just
What's
saying.
the doo-doo?
You know, the shocker.
Good night, guys. Well, it's been real. I'll see you guys later. That took a hard right turn.
Listen, guys. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let me reel it back in. Let me reel it back in, folks.
I'm gonna go grab a drink myself. I'll be right back.
You talking about the shocker? I know about the shocker.
Oh God, no!
I'm glad you finally caught on. I'm glad you finally caught on.
Jeez, God.
But hold on a second. According to the Bible, that's a sin. Sodomy is a sin. And Mr. B, oh, dairy me. Like, that's hilarious, by the way. But if they're, fornication, having sex when you're not married, is a sin. You can't pick and choose things out of a religion just because you think it fits a narrative. And I was having this conversation with someone else that I would love to vote for a congressman or a House of Representative that says, every time I vote, it has nothing to do with me and my personal or religious beliefs. Because my personal and religious beliefs have nothing to do with my constituents. If I say I don't believe I'm pro-life, not pro-choice. If I'm pro-life, but everybody in my district says, oh, wait a minute, we hired you to go, we voted for you to go up there and vote for us and do what we want. Don't get on camera and talk about what you believe. I want you to go on camera and say, hey, based upon the polling that we're getting out of my district, this is what I believe that they want me to do. You are a puppet. The government officials are supposed to be puppets. They're supposed to be up there to represent us. There's no one doing that. That's why they have so many career politicians. It is a job. It is a person or a position to where they feel as they are empowered personally, that it bothers me. And this is one of the reasons why, maybe I could either help someone. I'm too old to do it, but maybe I can help mold someone into being the person, the savior in our government that the people are looking for. The person who doesn't talk about themselves, but talks about their districts and what their voters really want. There's a lot of people who sit there and posterize, that's probably not the right word, they peacock, and it's all about them. And that bothers me. And that's why I think that our society is doomed and really just kind of going into a bad place. What say you, folks? Let's give it to me. You're going to hell, Jake. Jake's still talking about that shocker. Jake's still shocked by the shocker.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm a little distracted. I was trying to multitask here.
Flashbacks.
But what do you guys say? Can you pick and choose what passages of the Bible that you want to follow and believe that is words of to live by? Because you can't sit there and say abortion is wrong because God says that the heartbeat is the livelihood. And I put a funny joke on one of my shorts, which I'm trying to do some things as well, about the Supreme Court trying to prosecute men who masturbate, because men have the seed of life in their semen. And if you waste that seed of life, that's a biblical sin.
Oh, then I'm going to hell. Shoot.
You've been twice, 50 times over. 50.
Well, I'll see you at the gate.
I know, right? Hey, we'll be dapping each other up,
I just snorted. I just snorted a little bit.
You did. I heard
it. But that's the deal, guys. When I hear people talking about such idiocy, I keep trying to, explain to people that you can be passionate about something and still be wrong. You can be really passionate about a lot of things, but doesn't mean that your passion is put in or being navigated in a way that actually is constructive.
See, I'm not gonna knock somebody who has faith. I mean, if you believe in, say, Whoa, what was that? I heard a motorcycle.
I did it too.
Yeah, I did too.
Anywho.
Mine.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, sleepyhead.
Hi, Megan. Are you catching all this?
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought. See, I don't knock people who have faith. Just believe in what you want and worship that however you desire. I'm not going to judge you, but don't come at me and force it down my throat and tell me how to live my life and what to believe in, because that's just going to push me more out.
Well, that's my point.
If you got to find, if you want to believe in something, you got to find it your own way, because the way I did it, I veered off away from Catholicism, and I kind of was doing the what do they call it, agnostic. I didn't believe in anything. Mm-hmm. But then I've come in contact with some friends over the years.
Agnostic does not mean that you don't believe anything. Agnostic means that you believe in something, but there's no definition in what God you believe in, or there's not a real substance to the God in what you believe.
Atheist,
but you believe
is what I was.
Atheist also means that you believe in no God.
Yeah, at the time I didn't, but I've come in contact with some people in the last few years, and they've kind of got me into the spirituality thing. Like I said earlier, I believe that there might be something that's higher above us. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be some kind of energy. I don't know. I would like to figure that out.
But here's the thing I always try to make people, and I love having religious discussions. And I agree with you 100%. Don't try to force anything down my throat. I'm a guy who, if I need something, I'm going to go out and find it. I just don't want to be sold on it. Right? And religion is one of those things. If you're looking and you seek out something, that's something that you go out and you ask questions. And if somebody wants to kind of have a conversation about it, it's because you solicited a question to them and they gave you some kind of answer. Now, let me go real quick to the chats before I finish it. Let me get to the chats real quick. And I know Liz is saying that true faith means you cannot cherry pick out of the Bible. First of all, every religion cherry picks out of the Bible. That's the reason why there's so many different religions. Because every religion cherry picks passages to make their religion relevant, godlike. You can't cherry pick and have so many multitudes of religion. If everybody had the same belief, read the same passages the same way, we probably would have one religion. But at the end of the day, we don't, because people cherry pick the religion. Every televangelist cherry picks religion based upon whatever cringeworthy money grab scheme they want to have in order for you to send them money.
And another way I see it, like if you believe in something and you're passionate about it, don't let somebody else tell you otherwise. You know,
right?
Because you found something you're anchoring yourself to, and when you find that anchor and it gets you through your life, then that's great. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about that. So and like I said earlier, if you believe in something, that's great, but don't try to cram it down my throat, because it's not gonna force me into your corner. You know what I mean?
And just listen, guys, in the chat. I'm drinking, and the definitions that I'm giving are loose definitions. They're not like Wikipedia or Webster's dictionary definitions. So we might be a little off on the verbiage here, but you got what I'm saying, Fernando. It is what you said. Atheism is the lack of belief in a God, not the belief that there is no God. That's semantics. To me, that's semantics. Because if you don't believe if you say that there's a lack of God, that means God doesn't exist. Lack of is non-existence. That means there is no existence of something. So if there is no existence of something, that means that there is no God. So I just don't want to get into a battle of semantics in the chat on those type of things. But here's the deal. When I talk about religion, I always tell people why I don't believe that there is a God, and there's a plethora of valid scientific things. I'll actually give you 4. The first one is when they say that Jesus returned from the heavens, descended from the heavens on his resurrection, came from the clouds, the sky. It's the heavens or the sky. We have now even more evidentiary support of galaxies exist millions and billions of light years away. We just saw that telescope that gave us glimpses of another galaxy. Right? Everybody agrees with that, right? So there is no evidence of heaven. Think about it. If Jesus descended from the heavens, where the hell did he come from? That's further than Superman traveled when he came to Earth in that little meteorite. and damn, he was a baby, and he was like damn 5 years old, or close to 5 years old when he landed in Metropolis. So that's 5 years is not a long time when it comes to light years. We're talking about millions and millions of years away. So that's just my fun thing, my fun fact. I always like to tell people. But think about a God that failed 3 times. 3 times God has failed in the Bible. First of all, he failed in Adam and Eve, right? Oh, wait. First of all, he failed in heaven. Remember, God said God was created the heavens before he created the earth. Guess what? That didn't work out. Because those angels up there, he created all these angels, and they're like, man, I don't know about this guy. He's too haughty, man. He think he know it all. And he cast out angels from heaven. That's what the devil was, right? So the very first thing that God created didn't work out for God. Couldn't do that right. Then he said, you know what? I'm going to create this damn place on earth. And damn, it's going to be paradise. And then I'm going to put this man, this woman on earth. And it's going to be perfect. Listen, God didn't create little Adam and little Eve. He created grown-up Adam and grown-up Eve. And then God didn't say, you know what? Even though the angels that I casted out are going to tempt these fools, I'm going to plant this tree of good and evil. They ain't supposed to eat. God didn't say, you know what, I'm going to put it in Afghanistan. I'm not going to put this tree in Afghanistan. I'm going to put this tree right down there where they naked. And then I'm going to put it right there in front of them. And then I'm going to put this snake right there and just, let Satan do that. Look, I couldn't do it up here, so I'm going to let Satan do his job. And look, matter of hours, he created Adam and Eve, and they couldn't even they couldn't last an hour or two. Damn. Marcus, you on mute. Look, come on, man, you on mute. Don't do that to me, because I know you're up there shaking your head.
Oh, my bad. I'm on mute. And I'm sitting here, got all these thoughts. I'm right there with Liv, and she and I's got a similar background. But I don't believe that God failed. I mean, he, like Liz says, he's a God of free will. He didn't force Adam and Eve,
No, wait. You guys are getting that free will crap from something else, because he did not create Adam and Eve with free will. The eating of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and bad was the ability to give them free will. He created Adam and Eve perfect in his image. You're forgetting that part.
Well, he created man in his image. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, free will didn't come until they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and bad, folks. Just saying.
Wasn't it like a poisonous tree and they ate the fruit, or is that?
No,
I don't know the whole story, but.
Well, so Adam knew better. Adam knew what was told, and Adam had no intentions on doing it. But God put this sweet little creature in our lives, and he knew that the serpent was going to tempt her. But all of this is part of his design plan. I mean,
listen.
If he wanted to make sure that we all walk the straight and narrow like we're supposed to. But he doesn't want slaves. He wants people that want to follow him, that want to
I get it.
model.
I get that. I get that. So guess what? Look, I get it. He was just like, you know what? And look, I'm being a little bit childlike. I'm egging you guys on. When I say failures is not really what I'm saying. I'm just saying there are options to where you can, find fault or areas of religion to where you should say, I need more information. That's all I'm saying. And the last one I wanted to give you is he had a do-over, folks. People forget. Paradise on Earth and Adam and Eve and all that kind of stuff, there was a do-over. We had Noah's Ark. Remember? Noah and his family said, you know what? Adam and Eve was a failure. And this is why I keep telling people all the time, Adam and Eve is a myth, Noah's Ark is a myth, because they tried to give you part two. They did a redo of Adam and Eve in paradise. They just said instead of creation, there was this big flood that covered the whole entire earth, and all these animals were all ushered into this ark. And this one family, Noah, one son, I don't even know if they talked about daughters or whatever, but maybe you guys can find that out. But then everybody else perished. 40 days, 40 nights. There were floods over the entire world. The entire world, folks. So we got Adam and Eve part 2. And guess what happened? That didn't work either. So now we're in a situation where everybody who has a belief in something can point to whatever scripture that they believe supports their belief. It's so vaguely written. It's so vaguely written that you can actually interpret it. And I compare it to the Constitution, because the Constitution was kind of written on those same lines, that it's so loosely written that it's left open to a lot of interpretation. There's not a lot of matter of fact when it comes to our Constitution. There's a lot of, what did the founding fathers mean when they said this, or they put it this way? The verbiage is not how we would actually write something to today. There's a lot of things that can just be left up. And that's why so many people have so many beliefs and so many things where we have a Democratic Party and a Republican Party and an Independent Party. Because I think that's good to have these types of discussions. But I also believe it's bad because when other people seem as if they are holier than thou, like the Loren Boeberts of the world, who believe that religion should have a daily impact on our government, it's just ignorance, in my opinion. I just don't get it.
No, that's because then you're going to have a lot of possibly different kind of religious uprisings or mass religious hysterias, because if they're trying to say invoke Christianity into it every day, then you might have Catholics trying to come in and maybe be like, oh no, that didn't happen, this happened this way, or some other, something like that. That's why it goes back to the whole, there should always be a separation from church from state, because again, there's gonna be people that don't always agree.
Well, so there's some things in the chat where people are talking about a belief system. There's a lot of people who believe that the 2020 election was stolen. They believe it, but there's no evidence of it. Beliefs does not equate to factual evidence. You can believe something all you want. And it's a good thing that you believe certain things. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying beliefs does not equate to facts.
And didn't our forefathers want this country to not be attached to a religion, wanted people to have freedom of religion?
That's right. They wanted us to have freedoms to practice all types of religion, and then not have those religions impact their legislations.
Yes. The way it's supposed to be.
Because that was the way it was under the king. It was all, and so they wanted something different. But I agree with you, Brian, on that whole spiel you had.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I was able to awaken you and see the light.
When we were still under the king,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
when it was still a monarchy, when it was Christian. No, it wasn't Christianity, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or well, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, later,
No,
Church of
Catholicism.
England, I don't know.
That was Catholicism. That was Catholicism, and even when we were
really, what's the big difference?
well, even when there was the Spanish rule was believed in Catholicism with the Virgin Mary, and because I took a whole 7th grade class on Texas history, and Santa Anna and all the Spaniards were all Catholic. We used to have this Texas history book that was this big.
Well, the only reason that the Catholics seem like such a big religion is because they baptize people and their babies, and then you're forever Catholic. Doesn't matter whether you're practicing or if you're converted. In their books, you are a Catholic. So there's like, we have this many members, and it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I actually went through all that. I did the baptism, the first communion, all that stuff. So but I don't consider myself a Catholic or a practicing Catholic, but
here's the deal. Even when Liz is saying the Bible says, blessed are those that have not seen and still believe. Come on.
Yeah, we're in hell.
Listen, we are in an area in the society that has a lot of information readily available. That is nonsense to me. You can't sit there and tell me that you believe something blindly in this day and age without researching and understanding the facts.
That's what faith is.
Now, faith is the assured expectations of things to come. I get it. Without any facts, I get it. But damn it, I'm not that guy. I'm just not. You can tell me to drink the Kool-Aid all you want to, but look. Did you put sugar in there? How much water did you put in there? I'm gonna ask you how you made this dang Kool-Aid before I drink this goddamn thing, and then I'm gonna have you take a sip first before I drink it. Did you taste it? Because I know when I used to make Kool-Aid, I haven't had Kool-Aid since I was like 14, 15. I used to mix it in the little container, and then I take a little spoon and I go, make sure it had enough sugar.
Yep.
If I don't see you doing, I'm not drinking your Kool-Aid, Chief. Sorry, I'm just not. That's on Drinks and Discussions / True Crime. There's a channel for
Kool-Aid.
There's a Drinks and Discussions - True Crime. And by the way, Liz, yes, I have seen atoms. I do believe they exist. There is scientific evidence that atoms do exist. I've actually seen a video of them splitting the atoms when they became nuclear fusion.
This is a subject for Professor Nick.
Oh, yeah, where is Nick? Man, where's Nick when you need him?
I was about to say, where's Nick?
Liz is like, Marcus, go knock Brian upside his head for her. Listen, I get it. I know I'm saying a lot of things in jest. I get it. But there is no evidence to me that there is a being that controls our society. The world is huge, and to have someone that actually creates, and Americans are more superficial beings. If you ever traveled outside of the United States, there are a lot of people who think that Americans think that this is the only thing that exists. We're the only country that exists. America is like, we're independent of everything else. We don't see the other poor countries. We don't pay attention to all the devastation that happens. God has a hand in all that too. You know? And yet we still sit here in this silo and think that whatever's going on in America must be going on elsewhere. But that's not the case. We are a very arrogant country. And I wish that people would think outside of the bubble and say, you know, just because things are happening bad here, there are countries that are happening way worse. And there are a lot of countries that don't deal with some of the things that we deal with. And I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to put something about whatever country that had their first mass shooting in forever. Since 1992, they had one mass shooting. And because of their laws, maybe even Loren Boebert said the same stupid shit. And she wanted to say, see, laws don't work. And then they were, and the rebuttal was, wait a minute. You got laws that worked because you had one mass shooting in 20 years compared to how many we have? 200 in the last year or half a year?
Yeah.
That's where stupidity kind of, or ignorance, if you will, gets to me. All of humanity tends towards ignorance. Well, there's a lot of I don't know why there's a lot of ignorance out there. People follow a lot of ignorant people. I don't get it. I wish I had the knack to be Joel Osteen and be that money hungry, spiritual, like prosperity preacher, if you will, and people would follow me and give me money. I wish I had that in me. I don't. But there are a lot of people who are just good at doing it.
Yeah.
Come on, Marcus.
I wouldn't be one of them. That's for sure.
Come on, Marcus. How many times at night when you're sitting up there and you're watching Joel Osteen and you call the number and you text the number, I'll get my $20. Let me go and get my $20.
Man, never. I don't. Never.
Mm-mm.
Man.
But when you think over the course of time, Jake, you probably know, there are a lot of people who follow people who are, if you step back and look at it, you say, why the hell was I ever following this guy? Because they're not upstanding citizens, they've not this, they're not that. And you can repent, you can change, and people can sit there and go, hey, wait a minute, this guy used to do this and now he's this. Nothing wrong with that. And that's not what I'm saying. But people who are faking the funk, and I have said this before, you can coin that phrase if you want, and pay me a quarter every time you say it. When you fake the funk and you try to pretend that you're somebody, but deep down inside, you're not that person that you're putting on to people. You're saying these things, but then you're acting this way. Or you're saying that, I love everybody and I'm doing these things, but then you go out and you do this to other people. I sit there and I've had managers and directors and VPs who look me in my face and goes, hey, yeah, Brian, this is great. But then I see them doing the exact opposite somewhere else. I'm just not a guy that does that. I'm just not one of those guys. What you see is what you get. Ask Marcus. I'm not faking when I'm up here with you guys. I'm just not. I'm the genuine article. I'm not going to sit up here and talk phony and pretend that I'm smarter than I am. I'll ask questions. But damn, when you get up there and you pretend to be somebody you're not, I have problems with following people who do that.
You're the real deal, Brian.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The real McCoy.
I'm pretty good at reading people, and and if I get a vibe like this guy's not who he's cracked up to be. And what's that noise?
That's my neighbor.
Oh,
you talking to your neighbors? Oh, now she's frozen. Megan?
Anyway, like I was saying, like I'm pretty good at reading people, and if I get a good vibe, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, this guy's pretty cool. I'm gonna stick around and see what he's like, or she." But usually I can pick up pretty quick if someone's gonna be a real or if they're gonna be fake.
Mm-hmm.
And especially working in retail all these years, I've come across quite a few people that are, very nice people. Some are very nice, but at the same time, they're a snake in the grass, So,
And wait.
yeah,
Let me just say this real quick. This is, please, we're not alluding to anyone or any channel. This is just us.
No.
I was just listening.
I'm not talking about...
No. Don't say anything, Jake. I was just listening, and I just don't want anybody to sit there and pretend or relay that this is about someone or anyone else's channel. That is not the case. We're just talking and only keeping it within the realms of this conversation only.
Yeah, I'm not talking about anybody in specific. Right. Yeah, this is nothing that I'm talking about people I've encountered in the last 12 years.
Right. Okay.
That I've been at a high school. So, yeah.
Right.
And don't take, and nobody take that out of context. Like I wasn't talking about anybody.
Right. I was trying to come to your rescue, and I probably didn't need to come to your rescue, but I wanted to come to your rescue just in case.
No. I swear, I'm not talking about anybody in particular.
Right.
But like I said, I'm usually pretty good at telling whether somebody's
I'm doing a lot.
A genuine person or they're fake. It's just it's one of my many it's just one of my many attributes. And like I said before, if I feel like if I get a vibe, like a bad vibe, I'm gonna be like, okay, you just go that way, I'll go this way. You know what I mean?
See, Marcus doesn't have that vibe. He's just kind of stuck with me because he's just like, I'm too good of a guy to just let Brian down so hard.
You see, and you guys have never given me a reason or given me bad vibes. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good. It's kind of like when if I'm encounter someone with a pet, that's not my pet, and I always think that if that pet approaches me, that tells that person that, okay, this is a good guy, Now, if that pet runs away from me or is wanting to rip my head off, then, maybe that might tell them something else. But
dude, I used to think that all the time too, especially when I was dating. Like, if you get in with the animal, oh, they gonna really love you because he always like barks at people. He didn't bark at you.
It kind of makes me think. It makes me think of. And correct me if I'm getting off course here, but it makes me think about the story of the man who found a dying snake on the side of the road. Finds a snake on the side of the road, takes it home, nurtures it back to health, gets it good and going. And then one day he's holding the snake, and the snake just bites him right in the neck. And he asks the snake, "Why'd you bite me?" He's like, "Well, I'm still a snake. It's in my nature." Now I might be a little bit off, but like I said, if I went off a little bit there,
we got it.
Might not be the same scenario, but
we got it. We get it. I get it. It's actually a very good analogy to have at that appropriate time.
That's what crossed my mind when I was thinking about that particular subject.
Thank you, Liz. Liz had a nice little comment in there for us. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jake.
What did Liz say? What did Liz say? I don't know.
No, she had a nice comment for us. She cares about us.
Oh, and the eternal life.
Yeah.
Listen, if I ever see anybody in an eternal life, and it's hot,
Megan,
go ahead.
Megan, your screen is frozen. If you
no, I paused her. I turned her off.
Oh, I think she's trying to get back on. Are you trying to get back on, Megan?
Well, let me go back in here. Let me disable her. I disabled her video and muted her.
All of us.
Okay, that was my fault. Megan, what were you saying?
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's me. Because I knew she was falling asleep, and I just didn't want to have her on the thing, and then I muted her because I thought she was talking. So that's all me. I'm not a good moderator, apparently. So here's my last little comment about religion. Forever is a long time, folks. Just remember, forever is a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like the summer. If you wake up in hell and you're burning, you ever going to wake up in hell and go, fuck, another day of this shit? I'm burnt to a crisp. How much burning can I do? It's going to be normal at some point. Eternal hell makes no sense to me. You're going to be burning and be going, ow, 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 the entire time? Fuck no. You're really not. You're going to be sitting up here just like I am today at 110 degrees. You're going to be like, what in the heck? I had to mute you, Megan. Sorry. I had to do that. See what I'm saying? Am I making any sense to anybody else besides me? Forever's a long time. Forever's a long time. Can you imagine going 2 weeks and going, God dang, I was tired, I went to sleep, woke up, still burning. This is, it ain't working for me. This is not working for me. Dang, can I get a glass of water in here? You got no ice cubes in hell? Dang, can't you even quench my thirst? Do you eat in hell?
Nope.
You're just gonna burn. You're just gonna be saying "ow" the entire time. Give me a break.
That's your only reaction, just
all the time.
Ow.
Mm-hmm. I don't want no part of hell.
And then, but hold on. But here's the deal. Maybe my pain threshold is different from Marcus's pain threshold. I got to hear him scream louder than my pain. I'm like, God dang, Marcus, keep it down over there. That makes no sense. I'm like, damn, I know you're burning. I'm burning too. But shut up. Jeez, shut up. Hell makes no sense. It just doesn't. And you got, by the way, I should be a stand-up comic because that shit's funny in my head. I should, if anybody steals that joke, tell me because they heard it on Drinks and Discussions. Well, if after a while, if you quit burning, damn, that's paradise. If you were in hell and after a while you quit burning, if the fire extinguishes itself and all you got to do is walk around from all the strippers that went to hell with you, you're like, man, maybe this is a good place to be. Right? Because if you're not burning, this might be a good place to be. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me, Marcus. Because you know the strippers are in hell too, right? So if you only burn for a little bit, you're good.
Brian.
Hey, but they may not be gyrating as much because they're gonna be sweating.
Listen, wait a minute. Have you been to the strip clubs I've been to? They're sweating anyway. Who cares? I was just joking. If my wife sees this, I haven't been to a strip club in forever, baby. Not since I've been married. I have not been to a strip club. And by the way, Liz, I do have an account that is a comedy club, and they have open mic night. And I swear to you, I have a book that I do write jokes. Not dad jokes like Marcus, but I do write jokes because sometimes I think I'm funny. And I want to get up on an open mic night and do a stand-up. And if I ever do that, I will record it and I will put it on Drinks and Discussions. That's one of my bucket lists. That's my bucket list, is to do stand-up.
Come on, you still got to admit, Marcus's dad jokes are pretty funny. I get a laugh out of them.
We might have to thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. We might have to have a Drinks and Discussions stand-up night.
Oh,
yeah.
Bring the comedy, folks. Bring the comedy. Okay, I'm gonna actually do that. I'm gonna create that right now.
I might try to write a few jokes for that one.
Speaking of stand-up comedians, did you guys know that Pat Morita was a stand-up comedian before he was an actor?
Pat Morita? Yeah, absolutely, I did. Pat Morita was a stand-up comedian.
Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was on Happy
Pat
Days.
Morita.
First of all, he was on Happy Days when he first got his start. He was Arnold before Arnold was the white guy. Pat Morita was the Arnold on Happy Days.
Yep.
Wow.
Useless information not stored in this big head.
Megan,
Brian,
I
real
think
quick,
she
I didn't
wanted
know-
to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think she's trying to get in, but
I unmuted her. I got you. She's in there.
oh, there she is.
Well, I heard her talking, and it was kind of faint.
Asking if I was unmuted yet.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Megan.
The things I had to say, I don't remember now.
Who is this? New Discord. Who is this? I always do that. I know it's probably not still a ongoing joke, but even when I get somebody on my phone and they send me a text message and it's like a group text, I always go, new phone. Who is this?
Are you waiting for the drums?
That was. Thank you, Megan, for telling me I suck at stand-up comedy.
I wasn't.
Before,
I did the drums for you.
even before I began, my comedy career is
I did the
over.
drums for you.
Drums
I mean,
don't
you can
mean
always
nothing.
do ventriloquism. Can be like Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, or what's the girl's name who does the ventriloquist stuff?
Oh, that little girl that was on that America's Got Talent show.
Yes.
I don't remember what her name is.
I don't either, but she was good.
She was good. I seen that when it was on TV. That was. She gave Jeff Dunham a run for his money. That's for sure.
Wait a minute. What am I missing in the chat when we're talking about crisp bacon? We're talking about food now. What the heck is going on here?
No, not crisp bacon. I like that stuff like half and half. Still fatty a little bit.
No,
Yeah.
you gotta have it.
All the way.
You gotta have it crisp. When I pick it up, I want to snap it in half. That crispy.
I don't want
My
to
mom,
flop like a flaccid.
my mom likes it burnt because when she likes, it's like eating a piece of bark or something. Like, man, you sick. Get out of here.
Is the flavor. Brian.
He jokes. on me.
I just don't want to taste like I'm eating a burnt piece of wood that I just pulled out of a fire pit. You know what I mean? It's like just ew.
Listen, Liz, I will try to do a research on dry bar comedy videos. So what I've been doing lately, in case you guys didn't know, and why I haven't even done the after party, is because I've been watching true crime videos. I've been watching sports videos, because when I do those channels, and the reason I do these channels is because my wife spends all day long with baby boy, who's 4 years old, and when he goes to bed at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 7:45, they're getting ready for bed. I sit up here and I'm usually doing sports if it's football season, but with no football season, I'm just sitting there bored. So I come on here and I'm glad to have friends now that we can talk and have these opportunities. So I decided, hey, if I'm going to be doing this, why not do all these other channels that people can be specific about what we talk about? We should even do a food channel, because if Marcus won't tell you, I will. I cook and I send pictures of my food to Marcus all the time, and I'm telling him how fantastic my cooking looks. I am a photog of food. I can take a picture of food and make it look like it's great. Just saying, it's great.
I've been like, oh, go ahead, Megan.
I was just saying,
Go ahead,
his
Megan.
modesty is impressive.
I say we do a music
Ain't nobody
channel.
laughing at that. Nobody's laughing at that.
I am, and Marcus was.
Darcy Lynn. My wife is saying Darcy
she called me.
Lynn. Darcy Lynn was the ventriloquist that won America's Got Talent. Darcy Lynn.
Yes, that's her. Yep. Well, blonde girl, I think.
Oh, wait. Hold on. And Crybaby Trump has the funniest comment of the night. In hell, you can only get crispy bacon. You can't get the flaccid. You can't get the flaccid. You can't get the flaccid.
Give me the crispy bacon any day.
You don't even eat bacon. What are you talking about?
I was going to say, Marcus,
I eat turkey bacon. Turkey bacon.
That's not bacon. Come on.
Marcus got busted eating bacon. Marcus, look, Marcus is waking up in the middle of the night when there's bacon in the refrigerator. Somehow, nobody gonna tell and see that I'm eating this bacon.
I've got some turkey bacon in the fridge right now.
That doesn't count. No, I tell that to my sister all the time. She's like, it's just like regular bacon. I'm like,
Well,
no, it's
I will tell you.
bird.
I will tell you this though: if you're going to eat turkey bacon, you can't have the flaccid Megan bacon. You gotta have the crispy turkey bacon. If you eat if it's not crispy when it's turkey bacon, it's just not good. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
because there's no lot of fat on it. Bacon. There's no fat on it.
Oh, you see, I don't like the fat. That's why I don't eat bacon.
Right.
Yeah.
The fat is what makes it bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Because listen. Regardless of the fact that you think you're eating healthier, turkey bacon and pig bacon all comes from the leftover parts of everything else. You just don't know what you're gonna get. That's what bacon is.
That's where.
Just saying. It's a gamble. It's a crapshoot. Make it or Marcus what you're eating. So if you're just comfortable putting whatever crispy thing enters your vicinity in your mouth, more power to you. But I'm look, I eat my bacon from a pig that's getting brushed every night, eating corn on the cob and all the other good fixings. He doesn't sleep next to his poop box. That's the kind of bacon I'm eating, and that's why I'm dropping 10 pounds, and I'm going to run a 4-4-40 next month. Boom. Said it right here.
I just had this debate with my boyfriend who doesn't eat bacon or any pork products because he was being a little judgy about it, and I'm just like, why would your God make such a delicious animal if he didn't want us to eat it?
True story. Bountiful. Bacon is pork belly. That's right. It is. It's the pork belly.
It's not the leftover part.
But hold on. That's the stomach wall. Pork belly is the stomach wall. And what do you think is in that stomach wall? All of the things that the pig and our turkey has digested, folks.
Mm-hmm. But boy, is it tasty.
Man. Yes, and it's the hot dogs that are the leftover stuff. Which I do love me some hot dogs too. All beef though. All beef hot dogs. Do you, Marcus? Marcus, do you eat hot dogs? Do you eat hot dogs, Marcus?
I do eat a hot dog.
See, now you just came out just to be. Oh my God! Now I just want to just like, I want to get a hot dog and just slap you upside the head. How you eat a hot dog and not have freaking some bacon?
But I can't, because I don't like all the visible fat. That's the same way with my steak meat. The only meat I'll eat is a fillet because every other piece of meat, well, to me, I just don't like how it's cooked, and it cannot be chewy with all the fat and gristle. I can't handle it.
Oh, you don't like the gristle?
Yeah. Cannot.
Gosh,
Some of that marbling, man. That's where the flavor is.
That's where the flavor is.
Just cut the meat off of the bacon. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the fat either. I eat the little bits that are red.
So we need to have a Drinks and Discussions food channel.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am a culinary expert in my own mind.
Honest.
And by the way, I see Cranberry. I've never had a Nathan's hot dog. And I get it. They do the Nathan's hot dog challenge. And the guy who always eats like 50, 60 hot dogs in a minute or whatever. Ballpark is my favorite, all beef. But they also opened up a place over here where I live called Wild Fork. Wild Fork has like all these frozen things. And they have like, you can get bison, you can get all the exotic octopus and all this different weird stuff. But they have the hot dogs that are all beef that are so super good.
You know what brand of hot dogs that were around when I was younger, but I don't see anymore? Has anybody ever heard of Cons? I haven't seen Cons in a long time.
Is that what's Cons with a K?
Yeah, it's Cons with a K.
Yeah, there's still
here.
Yeah, there's one right around the corner from me.
Yeah.
Because I know that Cons was a sponsor of the Cincinnati Reds back in like the early 2000s to about 2005. And then they just kind of fell off the face of the earth here. And I haven't seen them anywhere.
Oscar Mayer ate them.
Oscar Mayer ate them.
They're like the Disney of hot dogs. Is that what that is?
So So here's what I have in mind. Even though Marcus always ignores my food text to him.
No, I like your posts now when I see them.
No. I sent you a text message about the burger.
I didn't like it. I thought, oh, you know what? I thought
You didn't comment on
it.
You didn't comment. Trey commented on the burger. You don't ever Trey. I think Marcus has me on like block or something. He's like silences me on his phone, so I don't like constantly barrage him with text messages. But I like look. See, I'm sorry, I'm giving people ideas here, but I fancy myself as someone who enjoys. I enjoy cooking, and even though I don't have the greatest relationship with my mother, but my mom, when I was younger, used to cook a lot. My grandmother used to cook a lot on both sides, my mom and my dad's side. Even my grandfather on my dad's side used to cook Sunday breakfast. We used to go to my grandparents' house for Sunday breakfast, not dinner, breakfast. And he used to have this Burr Rabbit honey syrup, and he used to make biscuits, and he would put butter on the side, pour a little Burr Rabbit syrup on the butter, and then you mix the butter and the honey together, the syrup together, and you dip your biscuit into that. Man, it's so good. And that's why even to this day, on Sunday, I made Scotch eggs. Look up Scotch eggs right now. If you're on the panel or in the comments, look up Scotch eggs. I didn't even know these things exist. Was cameraman coming in the chat?
Oh, I saw your
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
your post.
Chat. Man, the Scotch eggs were so good, dude. And if you don't know what a Scotch egg is, you boil an egg for 6 minutes. So when you actually peel that egg, it's not hard boiled, it's soft boiled. And then you wrap it in bacon, you wrap it in sausage, and you fry that sausage. So when you cut that sausage and egg, you still got a little runniness of the egg, and you got an egg wrapped in sausage. Man, I could leave you with that, folks, because it was delicious. Super, super delicious. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry as heck right now. And I know I shouldn't be eating this late, but I'm going to go eat me a taco as soon as this is over.
I just put down a whole freaking pizza not too long ago. I'm still kind of full.
A whole pizza? Good.
I hadn't eaten all day. I went to work at 3:00 and I had a few snacks here and there, but I hadn't had like a full meal. So,
what size of that pizza is the question?
Let's not go there.
Okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it was. I told you, man. That's. But I took my time because usually if I don't eat all day and I'm just scarfing it down, I'll get sick and it'll come right back up. So.
Well, Liz, I will tell you, I can eat eggs all day. I've been trying to do better. I'm trying to put some pounds down. Oh, look at Megan. That's your painting?
Did you do that?
Is that the planets?
No, it's not. Well, one of them is a planet, and then
it looks like
moon.
Earth. Yeah, it looks like Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I did one planet.
Did you paint that?
What?
Is that paint or?
Yeah, I painted it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pretty good. I like it.
Good.
My Earth is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's damn good.
Yeah, really. I was gonna say not pretty good. It's damn good.
That's way better than what I can do. I can't even draw a stick figure the right way.
Oh, we're shit. That's why I do acrylic pours. And it doesn't take me forever because I need all my orbs to be perfect circles. Don't paint. You have OCD.
That's a good painting. That's a very good portrait right there. A painting right there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Well, it's the pull from the front cover of one of my bathroom drawers.
You say what?
Yeah, the front of a bathroom drawer. So, the drawer has a wooden front on it.
Yeah.
This is the wooden front of one of my drawers.
Really?
Yeah. All of my bathroom drawers and cabinets are painted.
Wow. I wish I was. I used to draw when I was in junior high school and high school. I just don't know if I have the technique anymore to do it or the patience. Because you got to have a lot of patience to sit there and just paint and be delicate in your touch and make sure that everything fits the way you want it to fit and look the way you want it to look.
Yeah.
I don't have it. But I will say, cameraman, I know you're a little late, and Liz, eggs are good for you. I like my eggs any way I can get them. My wife loves poached eggs, and she loves to have eggs Benedict on her weekends. I can have scrambled eggs over medium eggs, over light eggs, sunny side up eggs. If you give me eggs every day, I'll take them. Omelets, all of it. I'm an egg guy. Eggs on my burger, eggs on my waffles, eggs on my biscuits.
Pizza in the morning,
Go on
pizza
there.
in the evening, pizza at supper time.
Come on, keep it coming, even for that late night snack. That's right. That's
When
right.
pizza's on a bagel. Am I right?
No, don't give me no pizza, no bagel. Oh,
Hey, don't go knocking on pizza bagels now. I love pizza bagels.
Yeah, that was the song for the pizza bagels. You don't remember that? Come on.
oh no, I thought you were going. I thought we were going somewhere
I'm not
else.
talking about them frozen ones. I'm talking about legit slice a bagel in half and decorate it.
That's how. Well, I mean, that's how I make my pizza bagels because I don't buy them.
I mean, if I'm feeling cheap, I'll go ahead and buy the frozen ones. But most of the time, if I'm going to make pizza bagels, I'm going all out.
Man, I haven't had a pizza bagel in a long time. But anyway, I will tell you this: I'm starving. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat at 10:30 at night.
Do it.
And it's been great. So let's start with Big Jake. Final words, and if you're in the chat too, I know cameraman, I know it's a little late, man. We're gonna really close it down, but hopefully we'll see you. Just mark your calendar. Every Tuesday is what we do our live, and if we do a after party or something else, we'll make sure that we keep you up to speed on the Discord channel. But Big Jake, last parting words for our friends and family out there.
Thanks everybody for showing up, and as always, it was a great show. You know, I always have a good time with everybody. Marcus, Megan, Brian. It's always a good time. And if you guys are out there in that heat, you know, be careful, stay hydrated, and you know, just, you know, as usual, just stay happy, safe, and healthy. You know, be good to each other, stick together, and take it one day at a time.
Before we go any further, I just want to say, in case you guys didn't see this, that Ken is saying, "I love you, Brian." Ken, we're broken up. Just want to let you know, I have peed in everybody's pool that I know of except for yours. So why haven't you invited me over to swim in your pool so I can pee in your pool? So there's no love here. And I know, listen, I know you done cleaned it out. It's pristine. I get it. But we are no longer together. There's no love because I'm not over there. So that's the reason why. Hey, Ken's one of my golf buddies, by the way, in case you guys weren't seeing that on there.
Okay. Megan was like, okay.
The pool is 92 degrees, and my pee would cool it down. That's probably right.
Do you know that they actually have some chemicals in pools now to where if you pee in it, it will actually turn colors, and they'll find out who did it.
That's a myth. That's a myth. I've been peeing in some of these people's pools. No, I'm kidding.
Talking about like public pools, you know.
I'm kidding.
They did it. They did it in the movie Grown Ups. And y'all remember that scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Listen, Ken's like go, not ho. And I'm like, dude, don't tell me you're out of town, because you know what happens when men go out of town in our group. Their wife ends up pregnant. That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke. Inside joke.
What else is floating in that pool?
Nothing. Yeah. That's right. Okay, Megan.
Once again, that took another hard right turn. Bye, guys.
Listen, Megan. Parting words from Megan. What do you have to say?
Sorry, really quite present for this one. Liz, I did see your comment, and yeah, my headache's a little bit better. But it was very interesting conversation what I did wake up into. So.
Did you hear? Did you hear about the shocker part? Did you hear that part?
I did.
Oh, did you hear that?
I think I muted myself for that one.
Sorry, Jake.
Why?
Listen, it was unintentional but intentional, and I'm glad that we are all have an understanding now.
Oh man!
And I can't type. I don't know why my browser is messed up. But Marcus, while I'm trying to do this, any parting words from you? Because I want to get people to do stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'll say yes. I'm sorry I was late today, people. It's been a crazy day. But yeah, I'm glad to have been able to join when I did, though. I do have a couple of daddy jokes for you guys if you're ready.
We are ready.
Always ready.
I know Brian's been waiting all week for these. So I've got a good healthy dad joke for you guys. Healthy. What vegetable is cool but not that cool?
Cucumber.
Radish. Rad. You know, just kind of rad.
Boo, 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 boo.
Hey, I use the word rad all the time. I think that's great.
See? Thank you, Megan. Thank you. So now what did baby corn say to mama corn?
I'm a colonel.
Almost. Where's popcorn?
What the fuck?
You gotta laugh on that. Where's popcorn? You got baby corn, mama corn. You gotta have popcorn.
No.
Not these days.
Jake, don't slow clap me, Jake. Don't slow clap me, Jake.
Much slower.
No.
No, don't do
Going
that.
at moderate speed, okay? I was giving you some kind of.
That's worse. That's worse than a tomato. I'd rather you throw a tomato at me.
Tomatoes are delicious at least.
Wow.
Did it just register, Brian?
It
No,
just
I'm sorry.
registered. I got it. I got you. I wish I had a little bit more sippy sip. I can't even look. There's a little bit in there. I'm just.
I think cameraman got the joke.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, he said, "Where's popcorn?"
Yeah, he got it.
That doesn't help your cause. That does not help your cause.
Liz said nobody answered my question though about whether or not strippers really sweat. I've never seen a live stripper.
Strippers sweat, they glisten.
Yeah, they glisten. You know what? It's funny. I actually tell people when I'm golfing right now, I'm glistening right now. I swear to God, I use that word. It's weird that Megan just used that word. Because I go, dang, I'm not even sweating. I'm like glistening right now. It's a big word where I come from. Glistening. Hey, Liz, don't be looking at Marcus's muscles while he in the tight shirt. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Who's that?
Liz. He's like, Marcus. Oh, look at him pop in the chest. Look at that. Hey, mate. Hey, you done took a page out of my book. I do that all the time. All the time.
He's just flexing that muscle there, brother. You know what I'm talking about, brother?
Make Marcus joke.
What?
Don't make Marcus joke.
Come on, brother.
Spit take.
You know it was fun, brother.
Yeah.
Spit take.
Oh man, that's good.
So I put some channels in the chat. I hope you guys can all look at them. There's Drinks and Discussions dash True Crime, Drinks and Discussions dash Sports. There's a Drinks and Discussions dash Ladies Night that I'm hoping that maybe Megan could even actually bring some ladies and have their own channel where I'm just sitting here pushing buttons and you ladies can have topics. I hope maybe my wife will get on there, and I know I have some other female friends that may be able to join as well. But I wanted to give an opportunity for people, for women, to get on here with their wine, their champagne, and talk about things that matter to them without men interjecting their perspective, because I think it's an appropriate platform for people, for women to have a place where they can discuss things among themselves. Then I want to do the food channel because I'm great at food. Just saying, I'm great. It's all about me.
Marie Cook to make an appearance.
What happened? What happened now? What?
We'll need a Marie Cook to make an appearance for the food channel.
Oh, okay. Well,
she loves to cook.
Well, let's do it. I'm actually getting ready to do some things in my backyard too that are a little bit different. So I'll actually start cooking now in my backyard, or even when I'm on my grill. So I got the kitchen set up and all that kind of stuff. So when you guys start seeing me do a live channel as I'm actually flipping burgers or something like that, hopefully it's entertaining for you guys as well. As always, there's a lot of things you guys can do on a Tuesday night. I appreciate every one of you guys on camera and those in the chat that come out here and participate with our shenanigans. Again, you could have better things to do, but we appreciate you guys spending that time with us. For Jake, for Megan, for Marcus, the cameraman who was late, tardy. He's in detention today, so he didn't get a chance to come on. And I don't want to imagine what Ken is doing right now, because that's only going to make me turn on and hopefully grab his butt when I see him on Thursday. But I want to say hello. I mean, thank you guys. Again, you can do a lot of things, but we appreciate this. And I'm glad that we can come to a place where, again, we can have cordial conversations about religion, politics, and all the other things that we talk about, and still, at the end of the stream, feel as if we're all still part of a community that respects and cherishes and believes in one another. And for that, I thank you, because I could not do this without you. So if there's any topics, any drinks that you would like to discuss as we move forward, please leave some chats or some comments on the stream after the fact. Because I always still get notifications if you leave a chat or a comment on the streams after we go live. So feel free to, if something comes up to you, please also send some more movie suggestions at the end of the stream. You can go back and put comments on the live stream videos as well. I'm not a big channel. I don't have a comment section or a community section or anything like that. I see you with that. I see you, Megan. I see you. I didn't see what?
The movie that I suggested.
I know. I'm going to watch, what is it, 21st, 23? What is it?
The number 23.
The number 23. I will put that first on my list to watch. And maybe there's a Drinks and Discussions movies. See, we could be doing this stuff and I'm always about branding. I do that a lot with my company. I do a lot of this stuff, and I'm just trying to make a big brand of what we're trying to do here. And I'm hopefully we could all go for a ride on all the channels that we have here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on all those channels. Please look and subscribe. It's not monetized or anything like that. I'm not begging for money. But just, if you're interested, watch us. So anyway, just want to say goodnight. Thank you again, Megan, Big Jake, cameraman, Marcus, and everybody else, Liz, Crybaby Trump, Ken, and all the other guys, and Mr. B, and Veen, and who else am I missing that was in the chat?
I'm sure you're out there.
Yeah. All those guys. I'm sorry if I didn't mention your name, but we'll catch you up on the next time. Until next Tuesday, or if I post something else on the next upcoming week, I'll keep you guys abreast on those. But until then, stay safe, take care of everybody, and see you next time. Peace.